WJG Sports. We journal great.
What's up, everybody? This is episode 45 of the Just Like Brothers podcast. As always, my name is Laika Abibi. Alongside me, Kai Jones, founder of WJG Sports, and our special guest, Vance Granville Community College assistant coach and director of player personnel, Lamont Whitaker. Thank you so much for joining us, Coach. We appreciate you coming on such short notice.
Hey, not a problem, fellas. I'm glad to be here.
Yes, sir, Coach.
Go ahead, Kai.
So I know you are from the DMV, correct?
No doubt about that.
Right. What was it like growing up in the DMV, and what's it been like, being an NC, and how you think the two cultures are different?
You know what? Growing up, I grew up in Northeast DC, and I lived right on the PG County line. So,
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so when you say the DMV, that's the DMV. You know what I'm saying? DC, Northern Virginia, Alexandria, Arlington, and all that. That is the area. I'll do a tutorial about, 45 minutes up the road later on, but but it was great growing up in that area, man. Born and raised there. Lot of ties. I went to good school, played at a great program at Northwestern High School in Hyattsville, Maryland. Right down the street from that other team from Hyattsville, Mather. But it was growing up there. I wouldn't trade it for the world. Coming down here to North Carolina, for my family and I, it was a change of pace. Because it's fast, go up there. And then down here, it's like, slow motion with it. But it's an adjustment that my family and I, we made. We're thankful that we made it. And it's definitely working out, for my kids, my wife and myself.
Right. So how did you come about coming down? Was it, you talked about your family, was that your wife, or was that, about your mom and dad?
What made us come down here is we needed a change of scenery. Sometimes, man, you grow up in the area, you're in that area for so daggone long, you see the same people, same situations. It's just the same old. At the time, my kids, my two youngest, my daughters are 9 and 10 now, but they were 1 and 2 when we decided to come down here. My wife just was like, look, I'm ready to get out of here. Let's just do something different. One of the things about her, man, she don't care where we at, long as we all together. That's all that matters. So I was like, all right, well, let's narrow down some spots. And we had a list of spots that we just we wanted to go, and North Carolina wound up being where we planted our seeds at.
Right, and of course now you live in kind of an interesting part there, that Vance Granville community. What is it like there, and what do you really like about it?
It's different because when we came down here, we've been in Durham, for the last 6 years, and and when I got on Vance Granville a couple seasons ago, I got a chance to see like I thought Durham was country. And then moving to Henderson was more country. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, but it's funny though, because like we love it here. You know what I'm saying? Community around here. My kids go to the schools here. The school system. I got a reading program going on with the school system here in Vance County. So it's like we're planting our seeds, and in this town is, man, they starving for, a winning program. Now, in this area, of course, Henderson Collegiate, man, they're phenomenal. They're good people. For all those kids, I know the coach, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's phenomenal. And that's just one of the things that, I see. So if we can help, if I can do my part and help Vance Granville turn into a winner, then I'll see what's going on, because Henderson Collegiate, man, they're awesome.
Right.
That program is just so they're a winning program, like just from the start. And I've gotten to see them play twice at Minges Coliseum, and both times they came in and took care of business and got the states. Unfortunately, because of everything that went on, they're not going to get a chance to avenge their loss from last year. But who knows? Maybe co-state champs for them and for all the winners. But George Marshall has run a great program out there, and they're going to be a winner next year too. They're going to have a lot of those kids back. So there's some dogs out there.
But I'll tell you one thing about those guys, man. I know a lot of those guys have had a chance to, deal with them, talk to them. Man, those guys, they're just, and they wear T-shirts that say "Just a Kid from Henderson," and that's just what they are. They're not no big name kids from big cities. They're just a bunch of kids that collectively they all root for each other. And I know in this day and age, like a lot of like coaches can't say that about all kids, but those kids and that coach and those coaches and this community, they all pull for each other. And I think it's a beautiful thing because I'm a big fan of basketball. It don't matter where it is.
Absolutely.
Right. Now, of course, basketball is, of course, what you do. So how different do you think the basketball culture is here versus DMV?
Man, you know what? That's funny because I was having this conversation with one of my homeboys up there, and it's always that great debate on who's the real hoop state. Is it
I've heard this before.
is it North Carolina and stuff like that? And I have to say, man, the difference between the two, I'll say this. I'll say up there, a lot of those kids, they grind for where they want to be, and because it's the big city, some of them get deterred, and some of them just take that determination and just will forward and do great things. So it's like a 50-50 thing. Here in North Carolina, a lot of these kids, it's not a lot of stuff to do like it is up in Maryland, up in DC, up in Baltimore, Northern Virginia. It's not a lot of stuff to do. So it's like they perfect their craft here. To me, in my opinion, they perfect their craft here more than they do up north, because up north you can easily get sidetracked. You know what I'm saying? And or you can go this way or that way or whatever. But down here, like these kids, like they come from the mud and they really want it, and I respect that totally from both areas for real.
Right. Now, of course, where you're at, how is it, trying to recruit this state versus, I don't know if you did any college coaching in DMV. Were you a coaching in DMV? And what is the difference, do you think, for recruiting wise?
Recruiting wise, I think I think with you're talking about between both states, between up
Right.
there and down, recruiting. I'll be totally honest, man. Up north is basically it's a lot of who you know. Now that is everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Let's be politically correct. That's everywhere. But up north, man, it's a lot of dudes that can really hoop. You know what I'm saying? That don't get the recognition that they're supposed to do. Just because what I'm saying, they not clicked up with this one, that one, and the third. You know what I'm saying? And here, you know what I'm saying? You have more people. You have more people that are willing to lend their hand. Not saying that everybody that's willing to lend their hand to help a kid is doing it for the right reasons, but you do have people here that'll say, okay, you know what? Let me talk to this person and see if we can get you connected to that person. And I think the intent is good sometimes, but I think sometimes it does get misconstrued in both places. Being up north, not being heavily connected with the big name guys up there, the DC assaults and you know what I'm saying, the team takeovers and stuff like that.
Man.
It's kind of, it gets kind of shaky a little bit, and I've seen it, so I know what I'm talking about that era.
You giving me a little bit of a flashback for saying DC assault and team takeover, man. I was actually born in Northwest DC / Silver Spring, Maryland, pretty much. I say
Okay.
DC.
Okay.
So yeah, all those AAU programs have good connections to college coaches up in the Northeast too. So I feel like that kind of plays a role in recruiting up there. And even then, I think that even just PG County basketball and like just that entire area it's really big up there too. But I feel like there's some similarities and differences from up there and down here, from like things I see just from my point of view.
For sure. For sure. I definitely agree with that. I definitely agree with that. I mean, like I said, it's kids up there. And it's kind of like, one of the things with me and coaching, like, I vowed to when I got into college coaching and, being down here that I would make an emphasis to recruit guys from where I'm from, PG County, you know what I'm saying, Northeast, Northwest, Southeast, Southwest.
Yeah,
I said I'm gonna make a conscious effort to get some of those guys because I know once you get them out of the city environment to where they're in, you know what I'm saying, and they come to somewhere where it's a lot slower, they'll thrive. It'll take them a little bit of time to get used to, you know what I'm saying, the way of life between the two. But when they see that, hey, you know what I'm saying, you got Central here, you got NC Wesleyan here, you got Barton, you got Chowan. Man, there's a lot of colleges down here, you know what I'm saying, in just this area where you can really get some really solid looks. And I think that entices a lot of guys, from up north for sure.
absolutely.
Right. And then when you look at it too, I don't think kids realize how blessed they are to be from North Carolina when it comes to college basketball. Because a lot of times when you look out towards the Midwest, I mean, it's pretty much the big D1 schools, JUCO, and NAIA. That's it. Here we have NAIA schools, we got D2s, D3s, D1s, USCA, all of them.
Man, it's a beautiful thing, man. I ain't gonna front. It's a beautiful thing because it gives everybody options.
Right. And so, of course, how did the opportunity to coach Advanced Grammar come about?
Okay. When um I was actually I was coaching AAU. I was coaching for RNS Sports, and that was like the one of the real first coaching jobs that I got down here. Is to coach 17 U's, and I wound up meeting with like two players that played at Crossroads Christian, which is in Henderson,
Yeah,
and one of my guys, Dwayne Macon, he was like, coach, he was like, man, you would be real good. You know what I'm saying? Our team needs a coach, man. You should, I'm gonna talk to the AD for you. So at the time I was like, okay, all right, no problem. And then finally the AD called me and brought me in for an interview. Um, chopped it up with him, Mr. Parker, had a great time. And he hired me on the spot. And I was like, wow. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking to myself in the back of my head, man, if this was up north, this wouldn't have happened this quick, off of a player's word. So I'm like, okay, cool. I went into that program and pretty much gave a lot. I gave my all. And my first year, we went 21-6, 22-6 my first year. I won Coach of the Year. I had 5 first team All Americans, 2 honorable mentions in the Carolina Independent Conference. Did well there. That class, pretty much that class graduated. And then I had my second year group where I still had 3 seniors on that squad. And for us to have lost, we actually lost that first year to graduation. We lost maybe about 35 to 37 points and that just went out the door. So I had to pretty much like really get in the lab and coach my guys up and say, okay, you know what? We can compete in our conference, even with everybody that's graduated. We just got to believe in the concept and believe in the system. So my second year, I had people in the area that was telling me with the team that I had that I wasn't going to win 5 games. Well, go figure. I win 14 games. And we took a very tough Burlington school to a very, very good. We fought them hard in the first round of the conference tournament. And I think from there, that's kind of where where my name got out. Like, what I'm saying, this kid can coach, and then there'll be articles in the paper in the area. What I'm saying, coach from from DC, Lamont Whitaker, he's making things happen in the area. So I had coached one time against Greg, well, actually twice. This is where I first met Greg. He was coaching at Southern Van, and we played twice. Let him tell it. He should have beat us twice, but we split 1-1. But but he'll have a story to tell you about that if you ever talk to him. But he once that season was over, he wound up going to get the Van Scranville job, and once he got that job as the head coach, he called me. He called me, and I had only spoken to Greg maybe like 2 or 3 times ever. He called me and was like, "Look," he was like, "I need a good assistant. I need somebody that got the same philosophy as me. Somebody who a dog. You know what I'm saying? I think you should apply." At this time, I'm like, "Oh man," I'm like, "Okay, all right, I'll apply." But I'm thinking in the back of my head, all right, this college, just another step up. I know it's not gonna happen. Something's gonna happen. He just kept telling me, "It's gonna work. It's gonna work." That summer, I had my mind set up. My wife and I had been going back and forth whether we wanted to move back to DC. So I had got a job as a head coach at Patuxent High School in Calvert, Maryland.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So I had got the head coaching job up there. One of my players, 2 of my players actually, but one in particular player that had been playing for me for 3 years at this point on AAU. Y'all might know him, Desmond Jenkins. He was like, man, Coach, I was telling him, I was like, man, I'm gonna go back home. You know what I'm saying? Me and my wife, we ready to go, this, that, and the third. And he was like, Coach, he was like, man, you gonna, apply for the Van Scramble job. He told you to apply for it. I was like, yeah, but I don't think I'm gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think I'm gonna get it. I don't think I have enough experience, coaching experience. I got the playing experience, but I don't think I got the coaching experience. He was like, nah, Coach, you gonna get it. You gonna get it. Don't worry about it. So a week later, I got the call from the athletic director, and he was like, we want to bring you in for a second interview. That went really good. And afterwards, they gave me an offer, to be Greg's assistant at Van Granville. And that's where it started.
Wow, that's a great story.
So what has it been like being able to, what has it been like adapting from being a head coach now to being an assistant coach?
You know what? I ain't gonna lie. It was tough. It was tough because, every guy that's been a head coach has their certain philosophy and has their things that they want to do and how they want to do it. But on my end, it took a lot of humility. You know what I'm saying? It took a lot of self-preservation to say, you know what? Hey, we do this job well, and how you do this job is how your legacy is going to be going forward. You know what I'm saying? I could have easily went in there and thought I was a head coach and X, Y, and Z, and I was like, nah, and I'm gonna play my part. I'm gonna support my guy because he brought me in. You know what I'm saying? He had faith to bring me in, and I'm gonna do whatever it is that I have to do to help this program, be a success. And that was just my approach with it.
Right. So now, of course, I know you run an AAU program. What is it like, recruiting but still being on the AAU circuit yourself?
That's a very good question. That's a very good question. I ain't gonna front, but it's weird. You know what I'm saying? It's really, really weird. Okay. So I'm meeting players, and they know I coach, for Team Whitaker, and I run it, and then they're like, "Hey, Coach, let me give you my film and this and that." I've got guys walking up to me after tournaments like, "Hey, I just want to, play Advanced Granville. I want to, can I give you my film? So it's fun. It is fun. I'm not gonna lie, it is fun. Um, it's challenging at the same time because sometimes I have to separate the two. Some guys I have on my team, of course I would love for them to play for me at Advanced Granville, but in essence, you know what I'm saying, they can probably do better. You know what I'm saying? They can probably go to a higher profile program. And I'm totally fine with that. I'm really good with a lot of coaches that accept me because of the simple fact that I keep it honest no matter what. And I'm gonna tell the truth.
Right. So when you look at it, how tough is it to when you talk about separating those worlds? How tough is it for you to be like, I don't think you should play for me. I think you should go play somewhere else. How tough is it to kind of be, kind of unbiased about the guys that you're coaching? That if you can go get a bigger offer, to go get that offer.
You know what? I don't in that part. I don't think it's been really really tough. I give you an example. Furman Watson. Okay,
Right.
This year he was going to play for me, and it was never the fact. It was never the fact that hey, I want you to come in, play for me on the AAU circuit, and then play for me at Advanced Granville. It was just more so, hey, you coming in, you playing with us, and what I'm saying, we're gonna try to get you the best looks as possible. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna talk to as many as coaches as I can. Because I think sometimes that if we're doing the two, some coaches, I'm not gonna say all, but some coaches can get kind of selfish about that. And at the end of the day, it's not about it. Like I've been stopped playing. You know what I'm saying? The ball stopped bouncing for me. I want to see whichever kid that come in my program or come in my path that asks me for help. I want to see them win at the end of the day. So it's not for me. It's not tough. I just keep it 100 all the way.
Right. So with that situation you talk about Furman, was it a situation where you guys were recruiting him, or was it you weren't recruiting him anyway, and then Johnston was just what he thought was the best, or was it, did he have to make that choice?
Oh nah, I think that with Furman, no, we was not recruiting him, and I think he made an excellent choice. I think he made an excellent choice by playing for Coach Creasy at Johnston. It was when he talked it over to his family, he figured that would be a good fit for him because I had spoken to a lot of coaches about him, and like some other schools were ready to offer him and pull the trigger on it, but it's just that Johnston came in, sold him on the culture, sold him on everything that was going on, and he was like, hey, I feel good about it. And once him and I talked about it, I was like, you feel good about it? He was like, yeah. I was like, all right, then it's a go. Then make it work. And it's a done deal.
Right. What is it like playing the cat and mouse game of recruiting? From one end, you are a coach advocating for your players. On another end, you are also someone trying to play the cat and mouse game and get the players to come to you.
All right, I'm gonna tell you the best. I'm gonna keep it all the way a buck with you for real. One thing, anybody that knows me, they know that I'm not fighting over no kids at all. Like I do not play that. I'm recruiting this kid, and then somebody else come in and they get them, and I feel I got to do something else to kind of sway them in my direction. A lot of the times, man, the first thing is, I just preach honesty, and I tell kids like, look, if that's a better situation for you, then I think you should go ahead and take it. I don't care who it is, if it's somebody in my division or whatever the case may be. And I think a lot of kids, what they wind up doing is they respect me because they see that I'm not trying to be selfish and stingy and, what I'm saying, trying to hold them back. I like being honest because I've always been that way. Sometimes my wife says I'm too honest. and I just keep it that way all the time. So when that recruiting, you know, somebody come gets one of the kids and I'm after, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Because it didn't stop at that one kid. You know what I'm saying? Tapes still come in, emails still coming in. So you just go to the next and see who fits your style of play.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
I want to ask you about Coach Ackles announcing that he's leaving Vance Granville. What have been some of his best moments as a coach for them, in your opinion?
Man, man, Coach Ackles, man, is a master motivator. Like he can motivate a damn snail. I mean, he can motivate a snail, man. I mean, he is a good, like when I say genuinely good dude, he is a genuinely good dude that has the best interest. Like Greg is not a yeller. Like that's not his thing. Me, I can yell my ass off, but Greg is somebody that will try to talk to you calmly and collectively. And I think one of the things that Greg has done over the last 2 seasons, like, um, yeah, our record hasn't been the greatest in the conference, but at the end of the day, he kept us all together. He kept us, fighting. He kept us competing, no matter if we were down to 5 or 6 guys. He always had something. He always found a way to motivate us, and that's what I respect the heck out of him the most.
Right. So with that being said, are you a candidate for the head coach job?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Um, yes, I am. I am as a matter of fact, I will be taking over as the next head coach at Mass Granville Community College.
Oh,
Hey, we got
congratulations.
breaking news on our show. I love it. I love it. Congratulations, man. I mean, actually, I didn't. I kind of figured when we talked a little bit earlier today, I was like, is it him and he's kind of playing me right now, or? But yeah, man. I'm really happy for you, man. Congratulations.
Appreciate it, man.
So what was
I'm,
what was the process like in terms of like them bring like what were these last few years as an assistant kind of a way that played a role in you getting the position?
yes, just the relationship that I've had with the kids over the last few seasons. One of the things that Greg has allowed me to do, he allowed me to, you know, be the lead recruiter. Allowed me to go out and get the kids that I felt that was the right fit for the system that we was running. And if I've been able to go out and get some good kids, I've been able to, along with Greg, coach some good kids. And I think that was one of the things that played a part in it. Even some of the players that are graduating, when they was told the other day, they were very happy for me. They were like, man, you gonna bring it. You're intense. You gonna bring it. I can't wait to come back next year and see you on the sideline. Um, yeah, so that definitely played a role in it, and I think too, my commitment to the cause. I didn't want to just get the scholar's job and say, okay, I'll come in. I came in, played my role as an assistant or whatever, and Greg's right hand man, and just a commitment to, the athletic director giving me a chance, to prove what I can do on and off the court. So I'm 100% committed. As the kids say, 110% committed now. I'm 110% committed to the cause of building our team into a winner.
All glory to God.
Yes, indeed. God is good all the time.
AGTG.
Um,
Man, that was see that I didn't expect any news to come out of that. That's what's up, man. I'm really excited to see you get this opportunity and hopefully build Vans Granville back to to consistent winning program in a tough place to play JUCO basketball because this state's got some great junior college programs.
Man, Region 10, Region
Yeah,
10
buddy.
is an animal,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah,
love it.
and y'all reload every year.
Yeah, we do, and I tell you one thing. I really feel good about the class of recruits that we have coming in. Um, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears on this one, and I just hope when everything is clear and everything is lifted, we'll be able to get in the gym and get continuity going like right away, and hopefully that breeds success on the court and in the classroom as well.
Who are some of the
Right.
kids? I'm sorry, Kai.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Who are some of the kids that you have recruited for this class of 2020?
I've recruited Elijah Miles, that's from Cape Fear Christian Academy.
Yep.
He's a very tough, speedy, quick point guard. Someone that we needed coming with last year's team. We really had one guy primarily handling the ball. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to bring in some guys that could play the up tempo style of play like I like it. Be quick and shifty that can make good decisions and strap up on defense. I mean, we brought in a lot of kids. I tell you a kid that I think that's going to make his way. Um, his name is Lorenzo Mentor. He's a 6 foot point guard from Meadowbrook High School in Richmond, Virginia. I think he's somebody that at that point guard position, he's going to give us something that we really haven't had, and that's somebody who can who really has a lot of dog in him. He has a lot of quiet dog in him, and those are the type of guys that I'm looking for. I have a couple of transfers from Howard Community College in Maryland. Larry Akins Jr. He's from Wilmington, North Carolina. He went to North Brunswick High School. 6'5", big. Um, he's a big guy. He's a really big guy, and with really good feet. Did some good things at Howard Community. So I'm excited about this class that we have coming in. Definitely.
Right. So one thing I wanted to ask you as well, when it comes to recruiting, how important, because I've always heard this, a lot of people say that JUCOs don't really care about the grades necessarily. How important is the transcript, and what I know y'all have made some new changes to JUCO as far as the GPA and test scores that can be had in order to bring someone into play.
Hey, it is, and that's a great question. It is very crucial to me. We've had last 2 years. We've had guys, it's just the nature of the JUCO business. Guys fell off. Okay, injuries happen, and guys fell off because of grades. This year, I wanted to put the emphasis more on guys that can perform in the classroom. I tell recruits, and you can ask any of my boys at any time we talk to them. I'll tell them, if you coming in here with a 1.6, 1.7, you're not gonna make it. This college business is brutal business, man. You're not gonna make it, because at the end of the day, once your tuition is paid, once everything is done and ready to go, the teachers, they want to teach. They ain't gonna care about your personal problems. They're not gonna pat you through the back, on the butt like your high school teachers might have done. You know what I'm saying? They are there to do a job. They are at a university or institute of higher learning to do a job. So grade is key. I look when I went more the grades route. This time around, guys who had a little bit of both grades and talent.
Right. Now, I know, I've talked to a JUCO coach who last year he didn't finish with that many guys because he said he knew he took some talent risk. He knew that
Sure.
these guys were risk. What is it like trying to play that balance of talent versus can I count on this guy to finish the entire season for me?
Good
Man,
question, Kai.
it sucks big time, man, because at the end of the day, just like with most coaches, man, you somewhat have a window to win. You know what I'm saying? And even though it shouldn't be about wins and losses, at the end of the day, it's still a business. You're there to do a job. So sometimes as coaches, we take a risk on guys that might not be there all the way academically. But like I said, we've gone through it the last 2 seasons, and coming back out, you go in, you start off with 14, 15 guys, and then you come back out of the Christmas break with 8, and then you wind up losing, 2 to injury, or you might have, somebody that can't handle all the pressure, can't handle the classroom, can't handle the practicing, can't handle the heavy schedule of the games, traveling up and down the road 2, 3 times during a week, and it becomes tough. It really does something to you. So in this game, like, you as a college coach or anybody that's recruiting, you have to check off all the boxes. You have to really talk to these young men and get in their business and see where their head is at. Or you going to take those risks, bring these guys in, and then you're left with 5 or 6 guys. And it sucks to those 5 or 6 guys who have done the things the right way, kept their grades up, been at all the practices and all the film sessions. And you don't get the full maximum potential out of them, because now you got 6, 7 guys, and you got guys that are playing 30 plus minutes, and you talking about in Region 10. Oh man, that's a killer. Chief, that is a killer.
Right. And one of the things I look at too when I look at JUCO, I've had some kids come to me, or rather just say they're worried about minutes because they're like, why are they bringing in so many players? And it's trying to let them know, like, hey, most of the time they finish with, if they're lucky, they get 10. They finish with 10 if they're lucky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I think guys don't. It's like this. If you're blessed to play ball after high school, if somebody is willing to give you a chance to play for their program and put that jersey on, I don't think it should matter about the minutes. If you want it bad enough, then you're gonna go out there and earn those minutes. You know what I'm saying? Look, I tell anybody like this. I tell any of the kids like this, man. I don't need 14 or 15 score. I don't need that. I said if I wanted that, then I would get guys that could just only score. Man, I need somebody to be out there that can strap up on defense. I need guys that can space the floor. I need guys that know how to get that have to get their hands in the passing lane. I need guys to be able to do so many different things. So you can get minutes. It's just that you got to have that dog mentality in you to say, you know what? All right, that's my teammate. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? I want to make sure that I get mine too. So whatever it is I got to do to stay on the court, then I'm going to make sure that I do it at any means necessary.
Absolutely. You nailed it with that. I really want kids to know that the junior college route, if you have an opportunity to play there, take the opportunity, because junior college coaches want you to get to the next level. And even like I use this example also for kids that are trying to play Division I ball. See if you can play against a junior college player first, and come back and see if you know what I mean. Like, because junior college players are some dogs. Like, they are legit, like, bucket getters. They're on the same level as everyone else.
No doubt. And I tell you, man, a lot of kids, they first and foremost, you know what I'm saying, big up to JUCO, because right now JUCO is where it's at. You know what I'm saying? Let's be totally honest about it, man. A lot of kids are taking that JUCO route because they know that if they can succeed at this level, then transferring over to a 2-year school, to a 4-year institution, is going to be easy. And I sell this to some of my guys that I'm recruiting as well. Hey, what's wrong with what's wrong with getting 2 degrees in 4 years? That's selling
Exactly.
yourself. Just
Yeah.
that's you can't go wrong with that. I have a kid on my team now, and he had 3 D2 schools wanting him, wanting him, and he told me, Coach, he said, "Look, I'm thrilled, but I'm going to get this degree, and then I'm going to help this team be a success, and then I'll transfer after I've handled my business." And I said, "You know what?" Coaches was calling me, asking me about him. I said, "Man, he like where he at. He don't want to go nowhere." And he's from up north. He's a DC kid. Don't want to go.
Right.
So it speaks volumes. You know what I'm saying? It does.
Right.
Absolutely.
And then one of the things too, I think right now as a JUCO coach, it's got to be really easier. It's got to be a lot easier to recruit when you talk about what we're getting into with the transfer rules and everything like that. JUCO is going to be. I think there's going to be a lot less kids who are going to be signing as seniors to D1s and D2s because coaches are clearly looking for more of those JUCO players who they have college film on and know can produce at a college level.
Just handling, and that's knowing how to handle the class load. Like I alluded to earlier, that a lot of kids, they get, a lot of these high school athletes, you know what I'm saying? A vast majority of them, they get padded through. You making it through with a 1.6, 1.7, 1.8. You teetering, and you get padded through. Now you going to a level to where you have to keep your grades up in order to play. You know what I'm saying? And there's no other way of getting around that. Like it makes you more responsible. I talked to several coaches, like kind of what you alluded to, and they said that they like the fact of being able to look at a 2-year player because he's already been through the grind as far as the class, the study hall. He understands the college life, opposed to somebody who's coming out that might just think, okay, because I'm here, this is just what it's going to be. And sometimes it's just not, it don't turn out to be that way.
Right. And then too, when you look at it, I think it's just going to show and put a premium on relationships between coaches because there's easily going to be some community colleges who are going to be set up to be pipelines into certain schools.
For sure. And that's one of the things that I plan to build at Vance Granville. I want us to be able to say, we have a pipeline of players going to different schools down the line, and it's all about relationships. But it all starts about doing things the right way. If I'm able to teach my kids the right way and teach them a good culture, then everything else is going to work itself out. I state, anytime a college coach of a higher division calls me and asks me about a kid, I keep it 100 with them because of the simple fact, if I lie to them, then that pipeline is closed. You know what I'm saying? And then that's my name on the line. So it's best to be honest and say, hey, this kid does this well, but he doesn't do this so well. And then that's where that trust is. And that's the only way that I know how to have that, just to keep that trust. So we can build that relationship.
Right. And I think too, a lot of times it's hard for people to understand the fact of I can't just lie and just tell them, hey, this is what it is, this is what it is, and keep that relationship because otherwise your name and your word becomes BS.
Facts. Facts. I mean, but I mean, in this day and age, man, it's a lot of coaches who are just enamored to say, "Oh, I know coaching, such and such." You know what I'm saying? And then opposed to saying that, "Hey, I got a great relationship with this guy." I had a coach that I met last year on the circuit. Him and I was just talking, about a kid and this and that and stuff. And he was like, yeah, I can pull out my phone right now. He pulls his phone out, goes to all these coaches and stuff like that. And I'm looking at him like, come on, man. Like it don't even go like that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the coaches, when they want to talk to you about somebody or whatever, man, they hitting you on your social media, they hitting you in your DMs, you know what I'm saying? Because that conversation stays between you and them. It ain't you calling such and such, like you John Calipari or somebody like that. So it was just kind of weird, man. But you got guys out here like that think like that. They think just because they got coaches' numbers that they doing something, and sometimes it's cap, as the young boys would say.
It's cap.
So,
Yeah.
so for you as a coach, recruiting wise, how much of your recruiting is hearing about somebody and then versus going to just get out places and just see what's around?
It's 50-50. Because I got guys that I rely on that I know that what I'm saying, I break bread with, and if they tell me about somebody, I can pretty much take it to the bank because they know my philosophy and know how I am. Um, and then some of it is just sometimes just looking at my phone and saying, okay, all right, who's playing tonight? Okay, all right, well, I might just go ahead. That's only 20 minutes away. I might just go ahead and head in that direction. My style has always been, um, when I recruit, like I go, like some people will recognize me, but I'll go somewhere. I'll come in and way in the corner somewhere. Like I'll sit behind the backboard in many cases where nobody can see me. And then when teams are going out in the locker room, somebody be like, "Oh, that's Coach Whitaker right there." You know what I'm saying? So I'm real low key with it. When I go out. But I do, like I said, I do rely on some good people that I trust their word. And that was one of the things with this year's recruiting class. You really can't go see nobody. You got to rely on film. You had to, you had to, you got all these services out here now that, hey, I got this player, and that player, or whatever. So you really had to leap on faith a little bit this year, because of everything that's going on, and I'm thankful for it because I three players in particularly, I know, had I not seen their film, I might not have signed them, but seeing their film and getting a chance to talk to them and talk to their high school coaches, it made me feel really good about who they were, and we just proceeded forth with it.
Yes, sir. I think that's all really good stuff for people to know. I really believe that. I'm still stuck on that cat part. Really, I'm not gonna lie to you. That was just a good. That was just. It was perfect. He's like, as the kids would say.
Hey man, hey I got an 18-year-old son that's in PG County. You know what I'm saying? And he pretty much, and he keeps me up on everything. And also my boys, man, they keep me up on everything. I try to keep up on everything. I don't want to. I'm the old man, but I don't want to be the old man. You know what I mean?
True.
I'm a city boy,
Nah,
no
you see
matter
this?
the cap. I like that. I like that. I
Oh
like.
man, I just want. That's just what it reminded me.
So I got one more really important question here.
Oh yeah, okay, go ahead.
So when you're doing workouts here, how much go-go music gets played?
Oh my gosh! Hey,
Yes, there we go. Yeah, there we go.
a lot of it. A lot of it. A lot of it. I was. I'm trying to tell you, a lot
Go
of it
go is
does.
the go-to.
Go to exactly. A lot of it. I ain't gonna front. A lot of it does. All right. So I play a lot of go in my workouts. Okay, and I play a lot of old school rap. Um,
Yeah.
I was listening. I was listening to Eazy the other day. You know what I'm saying? And one of my players was like, "What?" He was like, "What's that?" I was like, "You don't know about that. You don't know about
You
NWA. You
don't
don't
know
know about
about that.
that's before your time." You know what I'm saying? I just turned it up. I had some Public Enemy playing. You know what I'm saying? So I try to balance it up. You know, I try to balance because I tell them in a minute. You got any music? Nah, coach, I ain't got none. Oh, don't worry, I got mine. So we good.
We good.
I'll take care of that.
Absolutely, man. But thank you so much for breaking that news for us. And thank you so much for being on the show, Coach Whitaker. We really appreciate you coming on such short notice. We were just talking, and then it just ended up being a podcast. How about that? Just out of the blue.
Hey, man, I appreciate y'all. And I definitely want to thank y'all for the platform that y'all are providing for a lot of kids in the area, man. You know, there are some guys that are out there that are doing it, you know, Hoop State, you know what I'm saying, Bucket Reel, you know, you guys, man. It's a salute. Scout Clark, I can't forget about my man Jay, my DC brother, you know what I'm saying? Here goes Jay. You know, y'all provide a great platform for kids, and you know what I'm saying, it's positive. And as a fan of basketball, you know what I'm saying, I'm all for it, and I wish nothing but success to you and everybody else that's out here doing the same thing, doing it the genuine way. So salute to y'all, man.
Thank you so much, man. We really appreciate it.
No.
Coach, where can we if you'd like to promote your social media, you can. Where can I follow you?
On Instagram, I'm Coach Lamont 44, and on Twitter, I am L Whitaker 878, which is also Coach Lamont Whitaker Senior. Those are my social media outlets. You know, anytime anybody need to hit me up or whatever, just reach out to you guys, man. Y'all, you know, we are a phone call away. You know, that's when I talk to people and I feel comfortable with people, that it becomes family. So we're a phone call away now. You know what I'm saying? Anybody else?
Sir.
That's where we at.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, man. New coach of Bench Grand for CC, Lamont Whitaker. Thank you.